Lackey Chargers will receive tonight's opening kick here on the JCTV Game of the Week, brought to you by Walmart of Waldorf. And the skies have opened up here at Alumni Stadium. The rain is beginning to fall, as you can see on your screen up there by the lights.
Mike Fenimore lining up to kick off. The all-do-it-everything player for Thomas Stone.
Martin Queen, James Rozier, Chris Bradley, the three deep men for the Lackey Chargers.
Lackey in the white pants, gray jerseys, silver helmets. Thomas Stone in the blue and gold.
And in all the excitement, they didn't do the national anthem, so we'll pause for that right now. National anthem being sung, and now we're all set to go. Mike Fenimore will kick off for the Thomas Stone Cougars, and we're underway. Thomas Stone and Lackey on the JCTV Game of the Week.
The up back took the kickoff, Josh Elkins for Lackey.
Takes it out over the 35-yard line. Lackey will start on offense here in the first quarter.
Make that Aldo Cox for Lackey. Lackey likes to run the football. Right, they're by far LeVar Gray, their leading ball carrier. Ryan Grant has been the starting quarterback. We'll see if he draws the nod here this evening. Looks like Grant is in there.
Grant had a good game a week ago, threw a touchdown pass. He is up under center to start tonight's contest. I formation for the Lackey Chargers. One wide out to the far side. 1st and 10. Just shy of the 35-yard line. LeVar Gray on the carry, spinning out of trouble. Ball on the ground. Thomas Stone had a shot. Now Lackey.
We'll see as they unpow. Thomas Stone signaling they have it, and that's exactly what Lackey did not want to happen. Timon Barnes with the interception, or the fumble. My goodness, it seems like the rain is hitting me. My mind is fried here this evening.
Marcus Warr had the first shot at it. He missed it, but the ball squirted free. Barnes comes up with it.
Very opportunistic defense for Thomas Stone all year. We'll try to give you some of the Lackey defenders. 84, defensive end, Manny Leon. 32, Chris Bradley, a defensive back. Martin Queen, 2, is the safety.
Anton Washington, the wide out to the far side. Phil Budenbender, the quarterback, up under center.
Fenimore, the up back. Whalen, of course, the deep back.
The fake to Whalen, thrown to Washington, down the sidelines, has a step and tipped away. Good defensive play there.
Chris Bradley, a 5'9", 150-pound junior, had good coverage all the way. Rich Callahan, the head coach at Stone, trying to go for the quick score on first down.
Play action to Whalen, hoping to freeze the defense, but good coverage by Bradley brings up 2nd down and 10.
50, Walter Carroll, defensive lineman. 46, Garrett Freeman, the linebacker for Lackey, among the other defenders.
Marcus Whalen now lines up at fullback in the eye, and he'll get the call. Quick hitter, give him a gain of 2.
Thomas Stone likes to run that option veer. Surprises a lot of teams. A lot of teams do not see that offense anymore, and it has worked very successfully for Thomas Stone when you have 2 good backs in Whalen and Fenimore in your backfield. James Thompson, a defensive end, number 15 for Lackey, and just about got them all in there, I think. We got another linebacker. Who is that, Matt? Number 50, Walter Carroll.
Here come the Cougars, 3rd down and 8. New fullback in there, Marcus Warr. He'll be doing the blocking.
James Thompson with the penetration for Lackey.
Fenimore on the carry, give him a gain of 1. Well shy of the 1st down, but 4-down territory here, I guess. Inside the Lackey 40-yard line.
Stone showing no indicators right now. I think Fenimore is their punter, and he is lined up.
But he's
in punt formation.
Played quarterback as well.
Timon Barnes is the up back.
Lackey, everybody up on the line, but Fenimore does kick. End over end, fielded at the 12-yard line. Big hit there for Thomas Stone.
Martin Queen on the very short return, and Lackey very deep in their own territory.
Marcus Warr with the big hit. So Lackey fumbled on their first offensive play. Their second offensive play will come.
Let's try to set the defense. Marcus Whalen, obviously, 32 in there. Robert Pepper, a very strong defensive lineman. Steve Pieper, 45. Mike Fenimore, number 2, 73, Brian Sims. Number 50 in the middle, Robert Pepper, as I mentioned. 28, the safety is Mark Johnson, up from the JVs from last year.
Full house backfield for the Chargers. LeVar Gray on the carry up over the 15-yard line.
LeVar Gray will be very careful now after that early fumble that Lackey had. 34, Walter Dyson, one of the offensive players in there for Lackey. Lackey's head coach, the veteran Glenn Jones.
4-yard gain for Gray. 2nd down and 6, Lackey.
Marcus War, 25, a defensive end.
Gray again deep in the backfield. The pitch going his way.
Brian Sims from inside out with a nice tackle, showing you a lot of speed for a big man. 6'4", 285, Brian Sims.
Walter Dyson and Martin Queen, the blockers for Gray on that play, but give him no gain. 3rd down and 6. Maybe a loss of 1 there.
Sims has really emerged this year. Last year, Thomas Stone had a senior group of linemen. They're all graduated, and these young juniors and seniors have stepped forward to really play well for Stone this year.
Grant, the quarterback, hands off to an up man.
Going to be well short of the first down, and Lackey will have to kick again.
About 3 or 4 yards shy of the first down. Well, they'll kick for the first time. They fumbled on their first possession.
And the dangerous returners, that's Johnson going deep. Stone will use different return men. They use Whalen, they use Fenimore. It's Mark Johnson this time. We have our first penalty of the game. Against Lackey.
Lackey punter Aldo Cox will stand at his 1-yard line, and the Lackey Chargers want to take a timeout and talk this one over. 8 minutes, 16 seconds left here, first quarter. Thomas Stone nothing, Lackey nothing. You're watching the JCTV Game of the Week. Cox standing now back in his goal line, about a yard.
Looks like Thomas Stone may be coming after this, Matt.
Good rush. The punt's away. It's high, but it is short.
Stone's got to be careful the ball doesn't kick back and hit one of their up men. They'll have excellent field position.
They will start from Lackey's 33-yard line of their second possession of the evening. Fenimore and Whalen split the backfield. I believe that's Johnson, the wide out to the far side. Or Washington make it. Pitch to Fenimore.
Got room.
Budenbender crushed in the backfield. Fenimore turns the corner. Good gain on first down.
Well, that's the option read. The defensive ends have to hit the quarterback on every play, because if you let the quarterback do the ball fake into the line and carry out and get to the perimeter, that option veer is going to kill you. And so the defenders are taught, got to get the quarterback on every play.
An 8-yard gain for Fenimore brings up 2nd down and 2. Barnes the wide out near side. Split backs again behind Budenbender. Scoreless first quarter here between Thomas Stone and Lackey. Give to Fenimore right up the middle, and he should have enough for the Cougar first down.
Walter Carroll and Walter Dyson among the tacklers for Lackey. We're going to be talking throughout this broadcast about Marcus Whalen and all of his exploits, and I also want to talk a little bit about what's in store for him and what colleges are looking at him next year, and it's an impressive list, Matt. We'll talk about that a little later in the broadcast.
Washington wide out near side. 1st and 10 Cougars from the Lackey 20-yard line. Whalen on the carry, avoids one would-be tackler.
James Thompson, very strong, because if Whalen had busted that tackle, he may have been able to bounce it out to the sideline, and Thompson made a real strong play there. Thompson, 6'3", 210-pound junior. Very good athlete.
Thompson holds Whalen to a 2-yard gain. Brings up 2nd down and 8. The last 3 meetings between these two teams, Thomas Stone's 1-2, Lackey's 1-1. Last year it was a shootout. The Cougars beat the Chargers 33-20. Barnes, the wide out to the far side. Fake to Whalen, pitch to Fenimore. Flag in the middle of the field. Fenimore makes some nice moves. A short gain.
You saw the play fake, the true option, the pitch, but it's all coming back, holding on Thomas Stone. Lackey will have to take this. Be the first penalty on Stone this evening. 6 minutes remaining in quarter number 1.
Back to the I formation, pitch to Whalen.
Good blocks. But
no yard markers here on the near side, so bear with me as I try and let you know where the ball is.
51, Eric Robertson was out there trying to throw a block for Whalen, but Lackey contained him pretty well, and 3rd and 9.
Good look there at the Lackey defense, giving up a little over 23 points a game on the season so far.
Had their best game of the season last week against Great Mills, both offensively, and played very well defensively as well.
Their other win, 18-13 against Leonardtown.
Straight eye this time, 2 tight ends.
3rd down and 9. Budenbender back to pass, throws it for Farland, incomplete.
Decent coverage over there by James Rozier. Stone 0 for 2 passing thus far.
The ball at Lackey's 20-yard line. 4th down and 9. Timeout, Thomas Stone. The offense wants to talk this over. You don't want to blow a chance when you get the ball this deep in enemy territory. 5:15 left first quarter. Scoreless tie between Thomas Stone and Lackey. The Cougars have talked it over, decided on a field goal. Mike Fenimore, the kicker, Farland, the holder. Farland has problems with the snap. Looked like they might have had time to kick it. Farland picks it up, pitches to Fenimore.
Now he's looking to throw. There's nobody out there.
He might get it by running, though. Guys down
short.
to the 12-yard line. He will be shy.
Now, Stone had called a timeout. The snap was low, and I think Farland improvised that. But you never know what Coach Callahan is going to pull after a timeout.
Well, vastly improved kicking game for the Cougars with Mike Fenimore handling the duties, but looked like Farland had time. Of course, you don't know that. When the ball's on the ground, you just want to get up and get out of there.
The reason I don't think it was a design play, there was no receiver downfield, Matt.
So Thomas Stone turns it over on the missed opportunity on the field goal attempt. Lackey will take over, although deep in their own territory from the 13-yard line.
Charles Thomas, 53, one of the down linemen for Stone. We'll try to get all the players introduced and announced.
Antoine Washington, the wide out to the near side. Grant, the quarterback, hands to LeVar Gray. Busted tackles, breaks one there.
Got some speed.
Jumps outside, avoids another tackle, flags down. You'd have to think that's a face mask. Well, and he has the Lackey first down.
There was no blockers out there at all, so it had to be. And if we could see that one again, it shows you why LeVar Gray has been such a very strong runner for Lackey all year.
And it is a face mask against Thomas Stone.
Second penalty against Stone. Here's the replay. Watch Gray bounce it outside, break a tackle. There's the counter tray, bounces it outside. Great move there. And then turns it outside and picks up the first down.
Again, LeVar Gray.
They're going to hold up the game, Matt. I think the officials with 4:51 saw lightning, and it's an automatic call. If there's thunder or lightning, they delay the game.
So it will be Lackey's ball. 1st and 10 from their 42-yard line. A stoppage in play because there's lightning somewhere around here at Alumni Stadium. 4:51 left here first quarter. Thomas Stone nothing, Lackey nothing on the JCTV game of the week.
Jones Communications, a new commitment, a new kind of cable company.
Welcome back to Alumni Stadium at Thomas Stone High School. It's just been a couple of seconds break for you, but it's been a 3-day break for us. Friday night's game halted due to lightning in the area, being resumed now on Monday night, a little bit after 7 o'clock. Matt Mullen and Roy Yanish with you.
Lackey will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line after a nice run by the leading rusher for Lackey, LeVar Gray. Thomas Stone, obviously undefeated in the season.
And the one nice thing about this is we have some other results to report to you from the other SMAC games that were completed.
And there's a lot of coaches from other high school teams scouting here tonight because Monday night being an off night, they're up here taking a look at the ball game.
Here come the Lackey Chargers, 2 wideouts to the far side, running out of the I formation. First and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Gray gets the call. Struggles for a yard.
Thomas Stone's defense, very quick, very aggressive.
And let me ask you, does this favor either team or hurt either team, this layoff?
Well, quite frankly, on Friday, Stone was a little bit flat, and Lackey was real pumped up. And after Westlake's win on Saturday against Suitland, Thomas Stone knows Westlake's breathing right down their back, and that could set up that final game, that 10th game of the season between these two clubs. I think it helps Thomas Stone.
Did seem like Lackey had momentum. We'll see what they could do after a 3-day layoff. Second down and 9. Gray gets the call again, coming near side.
Ball's free.
Fumbles the ball, picked up by the Lackey Chargers.
Big break there for Lackey. Good defense. Mike Farland among the tacklers out there.
May have been Walter Carroll who picked up the fumbled ball for the Chargers, number 50.
One of the things that they say about this Thomas Stone defense is they run to the football. You can run sweeps, you can run draws. They always got a lot of blue shirts around the football, and that sometimes will cause fumbles.
The field a little bit worse for wear after Friday night's rainstorm. There was also a field hockey game played on this field. Is that right, Roy?
That's
earlier
correct.
This evening.
Both JV and varsity in La Plata won the varsity field hockey game over Thomas Stone 2-1.
Third down and 9. Grant back to pass. Throws at midfield. Intended for Gray and a late flag.
Very late. But there was contact there. Lackey's a team that doesn't throw very much, and they may have caught a break on that one.
Grant
See if we could see it again. That's the third penalty, Matt, on Thomas Stone in this first quarter.
Just to finish the thought about the field, a lot of players slipping and sliding during warm-ups, and we'll see how that plays out throughout the evening.
That'll be a first down for Lackey. Here's your replay. You see Grant, and there you see the contact right on the yard marker before the ball was in the air. And
moves the ball into Thomas Stone territory. Lackey has it first and 10 at the Cougar 43-yard line.
That's the third penalty for 40 yards in the first quarter against Thomas Stone.
Grant, a week ago, did have a passing touchdown, just 62 yards, but he was 5 for 7, and more importantly, no interceptions.
This is a team that likes to give the ball to LeVar Gray. LeVar Gray, hard count by Ryan Grant.
Movement on both sides. Looked like Stone jumped first, then a Lackey lineman took off. And the call, offsides against the Cougars. Well, they're coming out flat again.
Yep. So Lackey is in first and 5. They can stay with that running game.
Down to the 38-yard line of Thomas Stone.
The Lackey center is number 72, but we don't have him in the program.
Gray, the tailback, gets the call again. Hit at the line of scrimmage and driven back.
Defensive end Marcus Swore got good penetration that time and hit Gray around the ankles. You cannot let Gray turn the corner and get his shoulders squared up. He's got tremendous speed, very good lower body strength and leg drive. But what Thomas Stone is doing is trying to get into the backfield to slow him down before he gets started.
34, Walter Dyson, the fullback out of this I formation. Two wideouts far side. Grant gives it to the fullback this time. Burst right up the middle. Good gain for Dyson.
Well-designed play. Fake the pitch to Gray, and Thomas Stone was going with the pitch. Gave the ball up the gut to Dyson for a nice gain.
Gray lost a couple of yards on the first down carry. On second down, Dyson takes it to the 36-yard line. Third down and 4.
You have Thompson out here as one of the wideouts.
Two wideouts near side. Third down and 4. Again to the fullback. Dyson has the first down to the 30-yard line.
Tackle. Got a lot of number changes tonight. 34 look like from Stone. I don't have him on my roster.
Not on mine either.
We'll try to get those players' names at halftime.
Under 2 minutes left here, first quarter. No score in the ball game between Thomas Stone and Lackey. This is Lackey's second possession. And they have a first down at the Cougar 30-yard line. Same formation, wideouts to the far side this time. LeVar Gray
stood up on a very good defensive stop. Looked like, was that 50 Robert Pepper? Talking to Robert Pepper's father before the game at program, I said, listen, 190. He said, nah, he's about 180. Hopes to wrestle at 171. Very active, strong player, Robert Pepper.
It's no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. LeVar Gray a week ago had that breakout game. 20 carries, 240 yards, a pair of rushing touchdowns, and a 2-point conversion.
But this is a little different defense that he's facing tonight.
Right, that was against Great Mills. Thomas Stone defense always tough. Was that a quick snap? No flags flew. Didn't appear.
Like a fumbled snap.
Grant driven backwards and a loss on the play.
Charles Thomas was there. The defensive ends for Thomas Stone are Stephen Pieper and Marcus War. Very good.
Lackey Charger offense wants to call a timeout deep in Cougar territory. You want to take advantage here. It'll be 3rd down and 12. 46 seconds left here first quarter. No score between the Thomas Stone Cougars and the Lackey Chargers. 3rd down, call it 13 for Lackey.
Full house backfield. That's normally a running down, running formation.
Queen in motion out of the backfield. Grant back to pass. I think Queen might have taken a step to the line a little early. Grant takes off on the run, gets past the original line of scrimmage.
Marcus Whalen, one of the tacklers. That one will come back.
Penalty against Lackey. Big soccer game the other night determined the SMAC champion between Thomas Stone and La Plata. The Cougars came out on top in that 2-1. The goal scorers, Rusty Pence and Brian Mrose, and they also assisted on each other's goals. So congratulations to the Thomas Stone boys soccer team, SMAC champs, here in 1999.
A couple of other good players on the ball club, and then solid team is Jimmy Day, Jimmy Taggart, Coach Mike Emmerich. Thomas Stone going, they're looking forward to the regional playoffs.
They are the defending co-state champions in boys soccer. After the penalties marked off, 3rd down and 17 for the Chargers.
See if Thomas Stone comes with a blitz. Reverse, fake.
Fake the handoff. Gray takes it around the side, but Thomas Stone not fooled.
Get a lot of people on the perimeter. Did a real good job of containing there.
Well, Gray just ran out of field, too, running to that sideline. Knocked out at the 35-yard line. And the Chargers heading over to the sidelines. That's the end of the first quarter. After 12 minutes of play in 3 days, it's still Thomas Stone nothing, Lackey nothing. You're watching the JCTV Game of the Week, brought to you by Walmart of Waldorf. As we start the second quarter, 4th down and 15. Lackey going for it from the Thomas Stone 35-yard line. Grant back to pass, under pressure.
Pepper.
And under more pressure.
Peppers Grant. He was looking for James Thompson. He was well covered. Thomas Stone got a good push from their defensive line.
Well, in Thomas Stone's first possession, excellent field position after the LeVar Gray fumble. Lackey deep into Stone territory. They can't convert. So a defensive battle here.
Well, what? You got to be concerned with Lackey. You want to get a good punt. Hopefully no return. Well,
that was 4th down. Right.
There will be no return. And now we'll see if Whalen and Fenimore, what a good combination they are. Straight eye this time.
Timon Barnes wide out to the near side, but the give is to Whalen. Fights off a couple of tacklers and slips down. There's the wet field for you, just shy of midfield.
Got a good block by the end, Barnes.
Little extracurricular after the play is over with. In the JV football contest, Thomas Stone shut out Lackey 27-0, giving the Cougars a perfect 8-0 record.
Some of their leading players are freshman Antonio Lewis, a running back, had 175 yards. Devon Phillips, another running back, and a sophomore lineman by the name of Chris Perry. Head coach Henry Jameson.
I formation again, Fenimore, the fullback. Budenbender gives to Whalen again, trying the right side this time. He's got the Cougar first down.
Walter Dyson, 34, making initial contact because the hole was there, and Dyson was able to slide from the right side of the defensive line over to the left. Timeout for a measurement.
Well, I gave him the first down, but they want to double check me.
You see 75, Jason Dean, lineman, 84, Manny Leon for Lackey. Manny's brother, Josue, a collegiate lineman.
Lackey Chargers 2-5 overall, scoring 13 points a game, but giving up almost 24 points a game on the season. It was a first down for the Cougars. 1st and 10 from the Charger 47-yard line.
Do you think over the weekend Coach Callahan decided to go with basics?
Well, I know there was probably a couple of days of yelling that the Cougars got to hear about, so here we go. Fenimore on the carry, the fullback. Inside the 45, down to the 42.
Little misdirection play. Stop Walter Carroll for Lackey. Walter is a 6-foot, 220-pound senior. Lackey replaced a lot of linemen last year, including an all-SMAC player in Justin Foster.
Barnes heading out to the far side, split backs behind Budenbender. 2nd down and a long 5 for the Cougars. Whalen on the carry, tries to bounce outside. Stuffed.
Stood up nicely. See if we can get the tackler. Did an excellent job of not permitting Whalen to turn the corner.
Host of people in there. James Thompson giving credit for the tackle. Garrett Freeman there as well. Walter Carroll.
This is 3rd, about 7.
Bruce Bowles, the wide out near side. Split backs again. 9 minutes, 23 seconds left here, 2nd quarter. Scoreless game between Thomas Stone and Lackey. Give to Whalen. Bowles his way ahead. Down to the 38.
That was the option dive, and Whalen just used his 205 weight to get him close to a first down.
So 4th down and about 2 for the Cougars. And I guess the question is, which way will Whalen run?
Now here's where you maybe, Lackey's looking for Whalen, and you give it to Fenimore outside, maybe try to go for a big one here. Now,
give to Whalen. The pile moves ahead. 1st down, Thomas Stone.
Manny Leon hit the quarterback. Legal shot.
Whalen takes it to the Lackey 34-yard line.
Been a very fast-moving game once we've played it.
Right.
Both teams staying mostly ground attack.
A little bit smaller crowd here at Alumni Stadium, but still the fans, or the stands here on the home sidelines, pretty full for a Monday evening.
Well, when you're 7-0, they got a lot to see and a lot to support.
Split backs again.
Whalen
on the carry.
Jason Dean slowed him down, or Whalen had an alley, and he would have been taking that one to the house.
Whalen a week ago, 13 carries, 137 yards, and a 45-yard touchdown run. And, oh, by the way, a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown to start the Cougars off in that big win over Patuxent.
He's the type of player that can score on offense, he can score on special teams, he can score on defense.
Doesn't have the defensive score yet this season, but still.
Last year he did against Westlake.
Right, 2.5 games left. One wide out far side, 2nd down and 7, Cougars. Fenimore, gaping hole. Takes it down near the 25.
Ball's free, Matt. And
ball on the ground.
Yep. It popped straight out of his arms up into the air, and that's the 2nd fumble. We'll see if we can see that again when we come back.
The ball down to the 26-yard line. Lackey dodges a bullet as the Cougars were moving right down the field.
That ball popped straight up in the air. Must have been a good arm tackle by a Lackey Charger. Here, we'll get a look at it. Watch Fenimore on the right side of your screen. See if you can see the initial hit. There's the handoff. And see the ball scored straight up in the air. Lackey with a big recovery.
I formation. LeVar Gray spins ahead for maybe a gain of 1.
Spun out of the first tackle of Stephen Pieper. But I mean, there's really no mystery to this at all. The Lackey offense. It's going to be LeVar Gray, LeVar Gray. And on third down.
LeVar Gray. Time ticking down to 7 minutes left here in the first half. Gray, they gave him a gain of 2. Second down and 8 Chargers.
But what this does, it keeps Stone off the scoreboard and keeps the clock moving.
One back behind quarterback Grant. Aldo Cox, the wide out near side. Grant flushed out of the pocket, throws it.
Nice
complete
catch
to Manny Leon.
And it was a very low throw, and he was able to snag it off his shoe tops. Whalen was out there in coverage, but that play was made by Leon.
And that's a Charger first down out to the 40-yard line.
Lackey 4 first downs to Stone's 2, and I think caught him off guard a little bit.
Leon lined up as a tight end.
The emotion, Matt, still doesn't seem to be there on offense or defense for this club.
Antoine Washington heads out wide to the far side, I formation. It's like Bradley lined up as fullback this time. They give to Gray. Nice run on first down.
Busted a Marcus Whalen tackle, Timon Barnes, Peeper, all got a piece of him, but Gray got positive yardage.
5-yard gain for Gray on first down. Out to the 45-yard line.
Lackey, head coach Glenn Jones.
Cox, the wide out to the far side. I formation again, Bradley and Gray. Grant, hard count. Thomas Stone jump. And there's your first down. Well, that'll be close to it. It's a long 5. They might be just shy. It's been a long time since this Cougar defense has given up a point. Back-to-back shutouts for Stone. 41-0 over Wakefield and Patuxent.
Well, a lot of surprises in the last 2 weeks, Matt. And one of the big shockers to me was Saturday, Westlake coming back with a vengeance and a fury to be upset, to me, in my opinion, at Suitland, a very good 4A ball club, to put themselves right back in the smack and playoff picture.
It was a first down after the penalty. Gray swarmed under, and he'll lose a couple. Swarmed
under is right, and manhandled by number 73, Brian Sims, who goes 6'4", 285.
Westlake going into that game was 0-2 against Suitland. They were outscored 60-8 in those 2 ball games.
5 minutes remaining on a turning clock.
And in Calvert County, Calvert knocked off Patuxent 21-3. Both teams now 6-2.
Did you consider that an upset at Calvert?
I was not so surprised that Calvert won as I was the score.
Right.
That Patuxent only had 3 points. 2 wideouts near side. Flag flies.
Delay a game.
Too much time.
That's something that Lackey doesn't want, is long yardage.
So after a loss by Gray on first down, now the delay of game penalty makes it 2nd down and 16 at the Charger 44.
Bottom middle of your screen, see number 7, Phil Budenbender, the Stone quarterback, itching to get back in there and get some points for his ball club.
Again, 2 wideouts to the near side. Pitching going far side. Gray had problems with the pitch and has more problems.
Looked like Fenimore from his defensive backfield position coming on a good corner coverage, run coverage there. Fenimore, a very impressive player. Very versatile, does a lot of things, and flies to the football.
From the 44 back to the 37, a 7-yard loss on 2nd down. They need to get to the Thomas Stone 39 for a first down.
See 84, Timon Barnes, the transfer from La Plata for Thomas Stone.
Official timeout for an equipment problem. One of the Cougars adjusting the headgear, it looks like. 3 minutes, 57 seconds left here in a scoreless first half between Thomas Stone and Lackey.
So could you say, Matt, that's a timeout for some bum equipment?
I don't get that. Oh, I get it now.
A little delayed reaction.
Yeah, well, all the moans in the box, I couldn't gather my thoughts. 3rd down and 24 for the Chargers. Keeping it on the ground. Double handoff. Gray gets knocked down by Rozier.
Stone stayed right at home, played good contain that time, and did not let that play go anywhere.
They may want to put that play on the shelf. That's twice they've run it for no gain. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
And Gray had a nice flipper action, almost knocked his own player. And here's where Stone is dangerous. But we've got a new kick returner in Johnson, but now the man, Marcus, is coming back in.
You wonder if that was a bit of a fake by the Cougar coaching staff. Whalen ran in from the sidelines.
You do not kick the ball to Marcus Whalen.
Aldo Cox, the Lackey putter. Good snap, kick away. It'll be short. Whalen will let it bounce. Down by the Chargers at the 40-yard line. Thomas Stone will have it. 1st and 10, 3 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the first half.
Lackey playing it close to the vest, hanging in there. They've had Stone very well scouted defensively. I've been impressed thus far in the game with Lackey's defense. What you got to worry about if you're Glenn Jones and Lackey is the long run by Whalen or Fenimore.
The Cougars averaging over 32 points a game on the season, but held scoreless so far. Split backs in the backfield. Fake to Whalen, pitch to Fenimore.
Good pursuit.
Ball came loose. They'll say he's down.
Good pursuit on the perimeter, led by number 2, Martin Queen, and also Walter Carroll.
He's been very active defensively.
Lackey is getting bodies on the edge. They're not permitting Stone to turn the corner and get downfield.
The Cougars have outscored their opponents 115-18 in the first half. And against this Lackey defense, you'd think they'd have some success, but the Lackey coaching staff, as Roy said, done a good job of scouting. Kept them off the board so far. Whalen on the carry, out of the eye. Struggles ahead to the 48, just shy of the first down.
Spins and turns, but Walter Dyson held on. Thomas Stone, the #1 ranked team in 3A with total points tied with Annapolis. They need to win to retain that spot, because if they can win out, they will not only be lead in the 3A region, they'll get home field for at least a couple of games if they continue to win in the playoffs.
Barnes wide to the far side. Whalen on the carry. He's got the first down to the Charger 46.
That's the 3rd first down for Thomas Stone.
Players slow to get up at the 45, and that might be Whalen. It is. Gets up limping a little bit. He'll have to come out for at least a play.
But Fenimore was out, so Fenimore and probably, my guess might be Marcus War will be the other running back.
Time becomes a factor now. The clock ticking down. 1 minute, 42 seconds left in the half. Bulls the wide out to the far side. It is War with Fenimore out of the eye. 1st and 10 from the Charger 46. Play action. Pass for Farland, makes the catch, hard hit.
Ball's free, but they're going to run him down. He's down.
Nope, it's a fumble.
Laura, we will definitely want to see this one again.
That was the correct call, I believe. Farland was not on the ground, and the ball popped loose. So the Lackey defense, 3 turnovers now forced by Thomas Stone, or 2?
Here's the replay. Watch the hit and see if the pass receiver is down. Ah, boy. I think it came out before. Close call.
I didn't see who made the initial hit, but Garrett Freeman came in there and knocked the ball loose and recovered the fumble.
Opportunistic. That would have been a big first down for Thomas Stone, too. And Matt, 1:22 left in a half. It's still 0-0, folks.
Antoine Washington wide to the near side. Grant hands it off.
Dyson.
Walter Dyson on the carry.
Straight up the middle. Fullback blast. Jesse Turner among the tacklers. The Lackey coaching staff includes Eric Koch, Nathan Kamichak, Bill Griffith, Matt Begley.
Cox the wide out near side on 2nd down and 5. Down to 47 seconds left in the half. Chargers will keep it on the ground. LeVar Gray will lose about 3.
Robert Pepper with the penetration. This tackle for loss.
Don't know how many timeouts the Cougars have left. You might want to burn one here.
They took one early in the ball game.
Right, they do have 2, and Rich Callahan is eavesdropping apparently. Timeout Thomas Stone. 33 seconds left here in the first half. Thomas Stone nothing, Lackey nothing here on the JCTV Game of the Week. 3rd down and 11 for the Chargers.
Thomas Stone with one more timeout remaining. Will try to stop Lackey, kill the clock.
2 wideouts far side, but they'll keep it on the ground. LeVar Gray picks his hole and has a Lackey first down at midfield. Down to the 40.
Gone.
20.
No penalties.
He is gone. Tackled into the end zone. Touchdown. Lackey Chargers.
Can you believe it? A power play. There's a fight in the middle of the field, but it'll be after the score. It'll be after the score.
69-yard touchdown run by LeVar Gray.
And you'll get some ejections here, Matt, but 64 yards. We'll want to see that replay again. That scrap went on for quite a while. That's going to cause, it's going to cause an ejection. And Lackey's already short 1 tackle, and I think they're going to lose another tackle on this. But with 19 ticks of the clock, Lackey goes on top.
Let's see if we can get a look at that LeVar Gray run, the extracurricular afterwards. We'll sort it all out later. The important thing
is the
Lackey.
replay. Watch the bounce outside. There he goes. There's the speed. LeVar Gray, so fast, Matt. He goes through a car wash. He don't even get wet. Look at him. Turns it on. Nice hustle by Johnson to try to catch him.
T-Mon Barnes had a good shot at him at about the Cougar 40-yard line. Came up short.
Wow.
Gray from 69 yards out in a shocker. Lackey scores with just 33 seconds left.
We're going to get probably a double personal foul. The 2 young men fought at the 50-yard line as if you're not going to get caught.
I guess they figured everyone was looking at the end zone, but
Lackey, already short on the offensive line, is even going to be shorter now with 2 of their top linemen out. But more important, they're on the board, Matt.
And they're marking off a penalty against Lackey. And now they're they're just marking it off one way and back the other way, so the ball will be spotted.
I'll let you describe this one.
Well, it's at the 10-yard line, and Lackey's called a timeout, so anybody's guess. 19 seconds left. Lackey on top of Thomas Stone, 6-0 here on the JCTV Game of the Week. Chargers coming in to attempt the point after. LeVar Gray coming in, 703 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, give him number 7.
And LeVar Gray has heard all year about all the running backs in the conference, and he wants to show the TV audience that he can do it as well.
Early jump by the Chargers. That will back him up. Gray and Dyson in the backfield out at the eye. Antoine Washington in at wide receiver. And it's offsides, I'm sorry, against Thomas Stone.
But, Matt, I stand corrected. The Lackey player, and we do not identify players who are involved in penalties, is in the game, so he was not ejected. So that's good news for Glenn Jones, at least.
It looked like there were about 4 players in there towards the end, so it's hard to tell who they tossed out. Same formation, Washington in motion to the far side. Grant fakes the handoff, looking end zone, throws it, batted away by Thomas Stone. Barnes there defensively.
He was going for the tight end, Thompson.
Well, it was worth waiting 3 days for this.
And it would be worth the halftime speech that the Thomas Stone players, lethargic, yes, they have just not come out with any fire and enthusiasm. And Lackey has come up well prepared. They waited, they were patient and hoping, and they got what they wanted, the big play by LeVar Gray.
Gray, the leading scorer for Lackey, 44 points now on the season. And a Thomas Stone official said to me, it was a nice break because we came out flat. Well, they came out flat again. The break didn't do it for them.
But if I'm Lackey, you don't kick to Fenimore, you don't kick to Wayland, they can return the favor instantaneously. And that's a squib kick.
Mark Johnson also back deep, but it is a squibber. Down at the 37-yard line, was that Farland?
It was 45 or 40. Yep, 40 Farland.
6 seconds tick off the clock. 13 seconds left here in the first half.
Throw a screen to Marcus Whalen and see what he can make happen.
Fudenbender getting the instructions from the sidelines. Now into the Thomas Stone huddle.
Clock of stop or start. Nope. Clock doesn't start. Nope. 13 seconds.
Barnes wide to the far side. I formation. Fenimore and Whalen. From the 37-yard line. Play action. Going for Barnes. Has a step down the sidelines. Has to stop as it's underthrown and almost picked off by the Chargers.
That was very good defense. Good recovery by Chris Bradley, 32. Matt, he was beaten, and you were right, but he recovered very well. And assistant coach Eric Koch is out on the field saying, stay deep, stay deep, stay deep. Glenn Jones saying, don't let him get behind you.
Martin Queen also there with some defensive help, and I believe it was Queen who had the shot at the interception. Down to 7 seconds left in the half. Clock stops. 2nd down and 10.
Unless they score, this could be the last play for Thomas Stone.
Fenimore in motion out of the backfield. That'll give them 2 wide outs here to the near side. They pass to Timon Barnes. Fenimore acts as a blocker. Barnes knocked out at midfield. And that's the end of the first half. The Lackey Chargers continue to shock the Thomas Stone Cougars. LeVar Gray's 69-yard touchdown run the difference. It's Lackey 6, Thomas Stone nothing here on the JCTV Game of the Week, brought to you by Walmart of Waldorf. Welcome back. It's halftime here at Thomas Stone High School. Matt Volland joined by Tammy and Mark from Walmart of Waldorf, our sole sponsor here for the JCTV Game of the Week, and they have a special Halloween promotion they're going to tell us about tonight.
Yes, we are, hello again, and we are working on our Halloween Fest for October 30th. This is the big kickoff for our World War II Memorial, and we want you all to come out and join us on the 30th of October from 11 to 5. We're going to have games, food, fun, and prizes for everyone. So come out and join us, and I want to introduce you to our new store manager, Mark Gilcrease. He's going to be running the Waldorf Walmart, and he has a few things to tell you about.
Hi, I hope everybody's having a great evening here tonight. My name is Mark Gilcrease. I'm the new store manager down at the Waldorf Walmart, and I'll be real happy to meet anybody who wants to come in and say hello to me. Something else that we're going to also do with this kickoff on our Halloween extravaganza is the first 5 families, I guess, that come up and find Tammy that day over in that Saturday, go up to her, find her, and say, hey, I enjoy shopping the Waldorf Walmart. She'll give you a $20 gift certificate that you can use, hopefully at our store, but at any other Walmart store. So that's good for the first 5 people to go up and see her, but it's got to be 5 different people per family. So I hope to see y'all there.
It's going to be a great kickoff, and we look forward to raising lots of money for this event and get this goal accomplished.
Always happy when Tammy comes out to join us for the games. Of course, we've been talking about the World War II Memorial. That's something that Walmart has been raising funds for throughout this football season and even before that. And can you tell us what the total is so far that you've raised for the World War II Memorial?
So far, for the month of October, with small monies donated throughout the store, we have raised $200. So this is just for a couple of weeks in October when we started our first kickoff on it. So we're at $200.
200 and counting. We hope you can add to that total. Please head over to Waldorf of Walmart. See Tammy, see Mark. Tell them you enjoy the coverage and their sponsorship of the JCTV Game of the Week. Coming up, third quarter action. Thomas Stone and Lackey. Stick around. Thomas Stone Cougars will receive the kick to start the third quarter. Marcus Whalen back deep at his 20-yard line. Fenimore.
And yes, for you late tuners in, that score is correct. Lackey 6, Thomas Stone nothing.
Angled towards the sidelines. Fenimore runs away from it, rolls out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Thomas Stone will get good field position, but for Lackey, they do not want to give. There's a late flag coming down, pointing
out at the 32-yard line. Whalen pointing that it's something against Lackey.
Well, whatever it is, I'm sure Stone will want him to kick it over. Unsportsmanlike conduct. That hurts. That's 15.
Don't know what that was all about, but Thomas Stone will get excellent field position to start the second half. 28, Mark Johnson, also back deep for the Cougars, and let's see where they line up now as Whalen
Wow, that
stands at his 30-yard line.
And is that a big momentum changer for Thomas Stone, who needed and they may have, ball is back at the
20-yard line.
Wow.
And if you look back here at the formation for the Cougars, Whalen, who was in the middle of the field, now moves over to the far side. Mike Fenimore stands in the middle.
The ball is down flat, so it's going to be a squib.
Well, he squibbed it up in the air. Johnson takes it at the 40-yard line. Over midfield, good head of steam, breaking tackles. One man to beat, and he's gone for the touchdown.
That's what that penalty does for you. 60 yards.
Mark Johnson. Thomas Stone ties it up at 6. Just 12 seconds into the third quarter.
What a momentum shift there. Lackey had the kickoff, got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. As so many times this year, Stone is the best team in the conference in running kicks back.
And you have to believe that's who they wanted to kick it to, but with the ball on the ground, did they mean to get the air underneath it?
And Johnson, only a sophomore. He's the heir apparent running back next year. Watch him go straight up the middle. Good blocking, good speed, gone.
Out on the field, Budenbender holds. Fenimore kicks. Thomas Stone leads 7-6. Did the penalty hurt? Sure.
There's the replay. He does bust one tackle, and then there's nobody there. He took the kick on the run, and didn't take long. All of 12 seconds
for the
Thomas
Cougars.
Stone.
Their 4th touchdown on kick returns this year. Whalen has 2, Fenimore has 1, and now Johnson with 1.
And that's the first trip for the Spirit Mobile of Thomas Stone. And we hope to show you one of their mascots. One of the most unique mascots in the conference.
Look at the sidelines there, the bottom of the screen. The fans are back into it. The players jumping up and down. The Cougars lead by 1. Deep kick taken by Bradley. Slips at his 10-yard line. Slips again. And down at the 17.
So one of the best players on the field for you is Mr. Momentum. And Thomas Stone seems to have regained it on the 2 kickoff plays. Lackey's got to stay with their game plan. 7-6, give the ball to LeVar Gray, hope that he can bust another long run.
Well, I thought the Cougars were a good first quarter scoring team. In the third quarter, they've outscored opponents now 70-0. You're watching the JCTV Game of the Week, brought to you by Walmart of Waldorf. Lackey inside handoff, ball on the ground. Thomas Stone has it.
See if we can get who comes off the pile. Looks like Farland, does it?
Number 40. Mike Farland, and I'd like to take another look at that.
Lackey's 3rd fumble of the ball game, and Thomas Stone knocking on the door again. Boy, this is a completely different Thomas Stone team this half, but they're being helped by the Lackey miscues.
Well, Lackey starts off the third quarter the same way they started the first quarter. The first play is a fumble. I formation, Whalen in at fullback, Fenimore on the carry.
Nice hole up the middle. One of Thomas Stone's big blockers last year, Matt, and one of our favorite players, Matt Smith, is eye-hopping people up at Frostburg. He's just pancaking people. He's a starting offensive tackle at Frostburg as a true freshman. Well, he was a great player here for Thomas Stone.
And one of the reasons maybe that we underestimated the Cougars when you lose a Matt Smith and a Ronald Luzak on the right side of that line. That just goes to show the talent they have here at Thomas Stone to be 7-0 right now. Whalen, one of the big reasons why he has the ball but going nowhere.
Good pursuit. They had the outside covered. Marcus tried to turn it back in, but Lackey had a lot of run support. Jason Dean, one of the key defenders there.
Loss on the play will make it 3rd down and 8. The ball at, looks like about the 13 or 14-yard line.
Very even game. thus far. Lackey 4 first downs, Thomas Stone 3. Thomas Stone has been penalized 5 times, Lackey 4.
Barnes, the wide out here near side. Budenbender gives to Whalen, turns the corner, dragged from behind.
James Thompson, the big defensive end.
Got it to the 7-yard line.
Thompson, a basketball player at Lackey, and Matt, we might as well make the announcement here. Lackey's new coach, and I'll let you do that in basketball.
Does the name John Mathis ring a bell?
He's coached at about every other school in SMAC.
From McDonough, from the community college.
Thomas Stone and La Plata, and now at Lackey. He's retired from teaching, but decided to come back to coach.
Map is back. Always a great quote. It'll be good to see him stalking the sidelines once again.
4th and 4.
Cougars going for it, split backs. Budenbender pitches to Whalen.
Penalty.
And who is in there to make the defensive play? Walter Carroll once again for Lackey.
Well, look and see what the flag is. It was an early flag out on the perimeter. If it's against Thomas Stone, Lackey will probably refuse it.
The Lackey coaching staff clapping. It is against the Cougars.
Holding.
They will refuse it. First down, Lackey. And they have dodged a bullet here.
But they've got to get their offense moving, because you just can't keep this defense on the field for this period of time.
9 minutes, 29 seconds left here in the third quarter. Thomas Stone 7, Lackey 6. We haven't talked about it yet. I don't believe we might have talked about it in the first quarter. The game of the week next week. The Westlake Wolverines, that big win over Suitland. Patuxent coming in now, having lost 2 in a row. They will meet at Patuxent next week, and it'll be here on the JCTV Game of the Week.
The winner of that game, especially if Westlake wins, they're in a championship game with Stone, the 10th game.
Lackey keeps it on the ground. LeVar Gray pops out of the pile. Good gain on first down.
And Patuxent, what they're trying to do is keep their playoff hopes alive with 2 losses. If they could knock off Westlake, that'll give them a lot of wins, and hopefully with an 8-2 record, they'll squeeze in. There's a lot of teams going to be right on the bubble in SMAC with Westlake and Stone and Patuxent. Calvert may end up 8-2, Matt. I don't know if they'll have enough quality points to get in, because they lost to Westlake. They did beat Patuxent, lost to La Plata.
And they don't play Thomas Stone, right. 8-yard gain for Gray on first down, 2nd and 2. Don't think he made it.
Very short yardage.
And the last game of the season right now is up in the air. I guess we will go ahead and say that too. If Westlake wins at Patuxent, that will set up the showdown for the SMAC title, Westlake and Thomas Stone. We will be covering that ball game should Westlake beat Patuxent.
Because that would be for not only the SMAC championship, but for playoff possibilities.
3rd and short.
First down, Lackey.
LeVar Gray again.
Lackey needed that first down. They needed to get out of the hole. They needed to keep the ball moving.
Full house backfield that time.
Merv Rossell, 55, coming into the game for Thomas Stone on that defensive line. Thomas Stone, not a real big ball club, especially up front, except for Brian Sims. But as we said, very quick.
1st and 10, Lackey at the Cougar 22-yard line. Grant rolling out near side, smothered and sacked.
Fenimore, corner blitz, huge loss. It's going to be tough against Stone to have late developing plays. They had Manny Leon going deep, and they had, was it Dyson going deep, but Stone's not going to give you that much time to throw the football.
10-yard loss on that play brings up 2nd down and 20. And I went back and looked at one of the Calvert broadcasts that we cover, and Canine continually rolled out. You would think to buy him more time. Well, that certainly backfired on that play.
Stone covers the flanks very well, and Fenimore came up, and they had an inside push, but Fenimore came through untouched.
Trying to roll away from the rush, rolled right into it, lost 10. Here we go, 2nd down and 20.
Farland coming all the way across the field to make a tackle.
Gray again on the carry.
And folks, number 40, Mike Farland, 5'11", 185-pound senior. I think he made second team All-SMAC last year. He's one of the premier defensive linemen in this conference. Look for him, at least on our all-conference team. But sometimes, Matt, we and the coaches don't agree.
That's correct. Which is a good thing. You get a lot more kids mentioned who don't get the notice that we feel they deserve. We do our could have been, should have been.
Well, we're going to have a lot of could have beens at running back.
Oh, yeah.
Inside linebacker is an unbelievably talented position. You've got Farland, you've got Marcus Whalen, you've got Anthony Baldwin of Patuxent, you've got Raheem Archer and Dennis Williamson of La Plata, and it just goes on and on.
You saw there on the screen our amended broadcast schedule, since this is being taped on Monday night now. The air dates have been changed, and you got to look at it there on the screen. 3rd down, 19 for the Chargers.
Hard count by Lackey.
Gray on the delayed handoff.
Mike Farland, Marcus Whalen, late. This could be a taunting, Matt. Late flag like that.
And you would have to think it's against Thomas Stone. The Lackey players clapping.
Unsportsmanlike.
Against the Cougars.
The officials, Matt, are calling that much closer this year, and I commend them for it. Let kids do the taunting, the throat-slitting type of actions, the woofing, as I call it. It turns into a bloodbath. Good call by the officials. But does that give them the first, or it doesn't give them an automatic first down?
Right, they just give them the yardage, and that'll still bring them about 6 yards shy of a first down.
So that, and on that circumstance, really didn't hurt Stone that much.
Well, if you're playing the game of field position, they should still come out in pretty good shape, but they just lost 15 yards.
Aldo Cox and Johnson is back in deep return position. Mark Johnson ran the second half kickoff back for a touch.
He stands at the Cougar 40. Cox, short kick. Johnson comes up, lets it bounce now back into Lackey territory, and Thomas Stone with great field position at the Charger 44-yard line.
Jason Dean downs the punt.
5 minutes, 25 seconds left here, third quarter. Thomas Stone 7, Lackey 6 on the JCTV game of the week. 1st and 10 Cougars, I formation behind Budenbender. Barnes, the wide out near side. Whalen slips as he gets a start, but they'll give it to him anyway. Short gain on first down.
Danny Price, 66, several other Lackey Chargers, as Marcus went slipping and sliding.
Whalen, the 3rd leading scorer in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference, 78 points, 10 rushing touchdowns, 2 punt returns, and 1 kick return for a touchdown.
3rd leading rusher in the whole metropolitan Washington area.
Who's the 4th leading scorer, Roy? Any idea?
Terry Colley?
Mike Fenimore.
Wow. 71
points, so 3 and 4 in the same backfield. Split this time. Barnes again wide to the near side. Fake to Fenimore. Look it over the middle. Budenbender tucks it under and gets smothered.
Had a quick look downfield. Looked like he was looking for 42 Morgan Fields. Was well covered and just decided to eat the ball and get as much out of it as he could. Ball seemed to slip in his hands as he was coming back to a little bit.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9. The Lackey defense has not allowed a point tonight.
What has been the longest play from Stone from scrimmage? Hasn't been too long, other than that big kickoff return.
Barnes again comes near side, split backs.
2 tight ends.
Budenbender to Fenimore, breaking tackles, breaks another one down the sidelines. Finally wrapped up at about the 20-yard line. Make that the 15.
James Thompson on the tackle. And that's an I refuse to go down run. And if we could see that one again, the fortitude of Fenimore.
And that may have been the longest play for Stone tonight.
Watch him get, he got a nice blocking from his line, big hole, but watch him, 2 tackles, 3 tackles, 4 tackles, and James Thompson, 5 tackles, and James Thompson knocks him out.
One Charger had 2 shots at him.
Mike Fenimore, the senior.
Same formation, first down from the Charger 15-yard line. Whalen this time bounces it outside, breaks a tackle. Inside the 10.
Martin Queen caught him around the ankles. Whalen functioning more as a fullback in this set, it seems like today. He's doing the inside-out running, and they're trying to get Fenimore either outside or off tackle to break him. That's why it's so hard to scout and get a defensive game plan against Thomas Stone, because you don't know which of the two running backs are they're going to feature or what offensive sets.
Give this time to Whalen. Budenbender smothered, but Whalen struggles ahead for a couple. They're on 2nd down and 4.
Budenbender is going to be sore after this ball game. That you defend the option, you have to have your defensive ends crash down on the QB and make contact.
Whalen comes up about 1.5 yards shy, so 3rd down for the Cougars. Just outside the Charger 5-yard line.
2:40 remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's been dominated in the 3rd quarter by Thomas Stone. Whalen.
Second back through. Whalen gets the carry. On 3rd and short. Was it enough?
Walter Carroll, one of the initial tacklers.
It was. 1st and goal, Cougars.
And Walter Carroll, number 50, 6 foot 220. I think he's done a real nice job as down lineman in this ball game. You can see him there.
Bowles the wide out to the far side, but I don't think we need to worry about that.
Make
Split
Carroll
backs.
a linebacker rather than a lineman.
The give to Whalen. The pile moves ahead. Touchdown, Thomas Stone Cougars. Marcus Whalen from 4 yards out, and Stone leads 13-6. 2:08 left here in the 3rd quarter. Budenbender will hold for Fenimore to attempt the extra point. Kick looked like blocked at the line, comes up short and no good. So Lackey salvages something out of it, but the Cougars have a 13-6 lead. Chargers by no means out of this one, Roy.
Not at all.
With 2:08 left here in the 3rd and a whole 4th quarter left to go. Thomas Stone 13, Lackey 6 here on the JCTV Game of the Week. Fenimore kicks off. Grabbed by Queen inside the 5. Gets it out over the 10, knocked down at the 15-yard line. So Lackey will start 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line, trailing 13-6.
Fenimore's got quite a leg on him, Matt. He kicks that ball deep.
Good kick, and Lackey with only one player really deep angled it towards the sidelines, and then there was nobody there to get it. Queen had to make the over-the-shoulder catch.
Lackey has had 3 possessions in the 2nd half, all deep in their own territory.
And their last 5 games, including this one, Thomas Stone's outscored their opponents 178-18. On top here by 7. Split backs behind Grant. Takes the handoff, rolls out, and he might want to roll to the other side next time.
He busted contain on the first hit, but Marcus War was there to nail him. And to be on, honest and fair to Ryan Grant, he just doesn't have time to set up and even look downfield. There's a number of blue and gold shirts looking right at his face.
Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 for the Chargers.
Stone next week, I think they're at Leonard, or they have Leonardtown.
Right.
They will be heavily favored in that game.
And then, of course, the final game at Westlake. Lackey faces a tough Chopticon opponent next week, and they end their season against the La Plata Warriors. Queen on the carry. Tough Cougar defense, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage.
It'll be 3rd and long. One of the former Lackey players doing well up at Frostburg, Matt, is a lineman. We talked about Matt Smith. Kenny Kibe, former lineman at Lackey, is a starting offensive lineman at Frostburg State. Frostburg State has a lot of local kids playing ball up there. 2
wideouts near side for the Chargers, James Rozier and James Thompson. Split backs behind Grant. Passing down here, we'll see. Yep. They go to the air. Complete to Rozier.
Thompson did a nice job of blocking Fenimore, but there was good coverage. Was that by Johnson?
Mark Johnson, the big hit. An ooh and an ah from the crowd as Rozier gets it out to the 18-yard line, but about 7 yards shy of the first down. Marcus Whalen will drop back deep to receive the punt.
And Thomas Stone has lived on the Lackey side of the 50-yard line this second half.
Whalen standing at Lackey's 47-yard line. And that's the end of the third quarter. Lackey to punt when we get underway in the fourth quarter. The Cougars leading the Chargers 13-6 here on the JCTV Game of the Week, brought to you by Walmart of Waldorf. Just set to start the fourth quarter. We invite you to send us any questions or comments you might have about the game of the week. You can email us at tv15@jic.com or drop us a line at 336 Post Office Road, Waldorf, Maryland, 20602. Whalen standing at midfield. High snap. Cox brings it down. Low line drive punt. Whalen takes it.
Good coverage.
At the 43, and he swarmed under there.
James Rozier with the initial hit and helped by Joe Craig. But once again, they start inside the Lackey 50-yard line.
They'll spot it at Lackey's 44-yard line.
Our special thanks to Athletic Director Steve Datcher and PA announcer Ron Provenzano, who helped us out here last Friday and having to come back and make up the suspended game.
Timeout. Thomas Stone, I guess they were running out of time, and we have time to slip in our trivia question tonight. Thomas Stone Cougars, one of the highest scoring teams in the conference the last few years, averaging, as I said, over 32 points a game this season. Can you name the last time the Cougars were shut out and which team did it? Tonight's trivia question. We'll give you a couple of minutes to think about that. And again, we invite you to join us for next week's Game of the Week. The Westlake Wolverines travel to Calvert County to take on the Patuxent Panthers. Catch all the action here on the JCTV Game of the Week. There's the email address again if you'd like to jot that down. And coming up for viewers on TV 15 in Charles County, the Youth Football Playoffs. We'll be covering that again. It will air November 21st at 2:30 p.m. and November 23rd at 6:30 p.m. Youth Football Playoffs here on JCTV. Cougars 1st and 10 from the Charger 44-yard line. Barnes wide to the near side. Split backs behind Budenbender. The give to Whalen.
The fake.
I'm sorry, he doesn't have it. Ball's on the ground. Chargers everywhere. Lackey's got it.
It was an ill-advised pitch. And Lackey, opportunistic. That is fumble number 3, at least for Thomas Stone.
I'd like to take another look at that just so I could see what happened. I thought Whalen had the ball.
A good play fake, but the spacing wasn't right, and Budenbender tried to pitch, and it was errant. And so Lackey gets it back again, and there it is. There's the fake, and watch the option pitch. It was way out in front of the ball carrier.
And Barnes was tied up blocking, and I'm not sure who the pitch was for, but ball on the ground. The Chargers have it out at the 26-yard line.
You can see Kevin Hyder, the defensive coordinator, at the bottom of your screen. Head coach Rich Callahan with the hat. Has not been a happy night, even though Lackey's going to start with the 1st and 15, Matt.
Well, good camera work by Amy Carter there on the last play. She wasn't fooled at all. Laura Fowler doing the directing tonight.
Lackey has really hurt themselves with penalties in the second half. They're the kind of offense that sometimes has trouble coming back after penalties.
The 1st down and 15, the ball back at the Charger 21-yard line. 2 wideouts to the far side, Cox and Thompson, I believe. Split backs, Grant throws to Cox. Thompson out there blocking, but a Cougar slipped the block and made the tackle for no gain.
Good coverage on the perimeter.
Fenimore on the tackle, along with Farland. 2nd down and 15.
Matt, I'm all pins and needles waiting for that very exciting and interesting trivia question that you threw out. Do I get to guess? I know who it wasn't. It wasn't the Redskins. They ain't going to shut out anybody.
You are correct. I formation this time for the Chargers. One wide out near side. Grant hands it off. Dyson, the fullback, bulls his way into Cougar territory and finally ridden down at the 44-yard line.
Walter Dyson said, hey, I'm a fullback, but I could get you a big play. And folks, you got to remember, it's only a 13-6 ball game. Stone only leads by 7. That was the biggest gain that Lackey had in the half.
Right. And let's take another look at it. What a burst of speed,
like
too.
A freight train.
Goodbye.
Right up the gut, running over people and squaring his shoulders and doing an excellent job.
That might make the highlight reel. Tacklers bouncing off of him. LeVar Gray on the carry this time. Good job on first down. Give him 5.
Right up the middle.
And the Chargers are on the move.
This has been their best opportunity in that second half.
And to their credit, the penalties, they have not let the penalties hurt them. The 15-yarder they had when they had the kickoff from their own 20. Thomas Stone did not score on that drive. They start off with a penalty here, and now 2nd down and 5 from the Cougar 40. Dyson and Gray in the backfield, 2 wideouts far side. Gray again on the carry, and he'll be close, knocked back maybe a yard shy.
Robert Pepper with the initial hit. Boy, he's got a ton of tackles.
Has a tackle for a safety on the season. Peeper and Pepper each have 1 for Thomas Stone. 3rd and a yard.
One of Lackey's premier former running backs, Braylon King, and one of my favorite players, is up at Delaware State. He's their leading rusher. He's 4th in the CIAA. Braylon King had 2,000 yards rushing in 1 season at Lackey High School. QB sneak.
First down, Lackey. Grant on the carry.
Methodical drive. Dyson giving him the big lift with the run up the middle.
9 minutes and 12 seconds left in the ball game. Thomas Stone holding on to a 13-6 lead.
Grant, senior, 5'11", 175.
Had a rushing touchdown last week. Good gain there. Takes it down to the Cougar 31-yard line.
Jeremy Sanford, one of the offensive linemen in there, giving him a good block. Jeremy also a wrestler.
1st and 10. Dyson on the carry again. Cougars looking for him this time. Give him a gain of 1. All right, here's the question again. Can you name the last time the high-scoring Cougars were shut out and by which team? Roy, any idea? You should know because we were there.
Westlake in the mud on a Saturday afternoon.
That's right. Westlake 8.
No, on a Saturday morning. It was a morning ball game.
Westlake 8, Thomas Stone nothing in week 10 of 1997.
Very difficult to move the ball. And
a great game. Good defensive battle. Good one going here as well. 2nd down and 8. Gray on the delayed handoff.
Wow. Busted a tackle in the backfield. The combination of power and speed.
And it might be measurement time.
Gray putting on an impressive performance. 5'7", 170.
Official timeout, and they will take time to measure. Also that season, that was the last time they were shut out. But in week 2 that year, Lackey shut out Thomas Stone, Roy, 30-0. And we were at that game, too. We need a camera up here in the booth.
Well, it's been a long night, folks. Matt, the stat is in rare form.
That's right.
Tonight.
You give me 3 days, you give me 3 extra days. I'll throw them all at you. Lackey will come up just short of the 1st down.
The last time they had 3rd and short, Grant kept the ball in a QB sneak. See if Glenn Jones goes back to that play. The Thomas Stone crowd, very quiet. It's been that kind of game.
Lackey will have 2 shots at it. 4 down territory, obviously.
New running back in there, 32. Chris Bradley is the up back, whispering something to LeVar Gray.
Miscommunication.
Yeah.
Bradley runs into the back of Grant and a loss on the play.
I might take a timeout right here. It is going to be 4th, 3 or 4. It's a critical play for Lackey. Dyson coming back into the ball game.
Bradley will check out, and
that hurts. And Glenn Jones hollering a play in.
Timeout, Lackey. Ryan Grant out there exhorting his teammates in the huddle. He calls the timeout with 7 minutes, 27 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Big play coming up. 4th and 3 for Lackey, trailing Thomas Stone 13-6. Big play here for the Chargers, deep in Cougar territory.
4th and 3. Dyson will be the up back. Gray will be the tailback. The power side of the formation, right side.
Take it left side, LeVar Gray, wrapped up, drop for a loss.
Robert Pepper, he has been the top player for Thomas Stone tonight. He's been inspired defensively. He's played hard all game, needed the big play, and they got it from Mr. Pepper.
Well, the big play might have been the 3rd down play. If you'd have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, it would have just needed a yard. They needed a 3. They end up losing 2.
We'll see if that takes some of the starch out of Lackey.
Cougars 1st and 10 from the 25.
Fenimore now the up back, Whalen the deep back. Whalen still hasn't busted off a long run.
He'll get another chance here up the middle. The pile moves forward out over the 30-yard line.
I think Rich Callahan will be happy to try to run the clock, get some first downs. Lackey looked in good position, 3rd and short. Had a loss on 3rd down, as we said. A loss on 4th down, and Thomas Stone took over.
Barnes wide to the near side. New fullback in there for the Cougars. Marcus War in front of Whalen. Whalen on the carry on 2nd down and 4. He'll be close to the Cougar first down.
Dyson. Price among the tacklers. Lackey has done a good job of putting pads on Whalen. He's gained some yardage, but hasn't broken the big one yet.
We've seen a lot of coaches in the stands tonight, the La Plata coaching staff, catching this ball game, and that was Thomas Stone's other tough test this season, beating La Plata just 7-6. 3rd and short. Fenimore from the tailback spot, breaks it. Good cut at midfield. Queen hits him and drags him down at the 30-yard line.
No penalties. 7th first down for Stone, and Mike Fenimore has gone over 100 yards for the game with that run.
Fenimore on the season, 606 yards, 8 rushing touchdowns.
Here's the replay, and Fenimore shows you some speed. Right there's the speed. There's the nice cut. And Martin Queen is the last one and drags him down with an arm tackle.
Didn't run out of bounds, did he? Put his shoulder down. 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Give to the up back this time.
Marcus War, short yardage. Dyson and Jeremy Sanford, the tacklers.
Time working against the Chargers, ticking down now to 5 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Whalen checks back in. Fenimore heads to the sidelines.
Next week's game, Westlake will travel to Solomon's Island area to play Patuxent, which ought to be an outstanding game.
Whalen on the carry.
Dyson. Initial hit. Chance, I'll give you the Thomas Stone assistant coaches. Kevin Hyder, defensive coordinator. Colonel Dave Riley. The pride of Pittsburgh, Dave Christophic. Wallace Pye Dent, former great running back here at Stone. And a new coach, Steve Lindsay, up here in the booth calling some signals. He was the head coach at Duval last year, Matt. Came to Charles County and works with, I believe, the defensive backs.
I formation here, 3rd down and 3. Whalen on the carry. Slips and falls.
Good arm tackle. See who gets up off of that pile. Manny Leon. Some distinctive socks on 46-65 there for Lackey. 46, Garrett Freeman.
Jeremy Sanford, 65. Timeout for the Thomas Stone Cougars. Another big fourth down call here. 4th down and 3, Thomas Stone. 4:10 left in the fourth quarter. It's the Cougars 13, the Chargers 6. You're watching the JCTV Game of the Week, brought to you by Walmart of Waldorf. 4th down and 3, Cougars.
You fake the dive to Whalen and pitch it out to Fenimore.
Whalen's at fullback, Fenimore at tailback.
There's the pitch.
Pitch to Fenimore, good blocking, 1st down and a lot more. Fenimore down the sidelines, driven out at the 7.
Martin Queen with the touchdown saving tackle again. Play has worked very well. When they've needed big yardage, Fenimore has given it to them. This would be, here's the replay. Fenimore gets outside very quickly, finds the seam, and then has that little burst.
1st and goal, Cougars. From the 7-yard line. Whalen, fullback, carry, touchdown.
Untouched, Marcus' 2nd touchdown of the game, and that should put it away. Thomas Stone down 6-0 at half, taking the game over in the second half.
Just under 4 minutes left here in the contest. The Cougars now lead 19-6. Budenbender getting some instruction from the sidelines. Maybe the Cougars will go for 2. And they will. Split backs this time. One wide out to the far side. That's Barnes. Fake the handoff. Pass out in the flat. Intended for Morgan Fields. Batted down and incomplete. So the score remains. Thomas Stone 19. Lackey 6. 3:56 left here in the fourth quarter on the JCTV Game of the Week.
There you see the spirit of Thomas Stone after every score. Danny Fluharty in the spirit of Thomas Stone. They're going to take it to several truck shows, and they built that truck right here in Tech Ed class.
And you saw the Cougar holding up a 1 and a 9 for Thomas Stone's 19 points.
And Thomas Stone averaging over 30 points per game this year. The spirit of Thomas Stone has gotten a good workout.
Got a lot of 4s in that truck, I would guess. Fenimore to kick.
Deep kick.
End over end. Chargers will let that one go in the end zone for a touchback. 3:56 left. Lackey trailing 19-6.
Matt, I don't know about you, but for Thomas Stone, my 2 players of the game are Mike Fenimore on the offensive side of the ball and Robert Pepper on the defensive side of the ball. Both played a heck of a game.
Well, one name that sticks out for me for Lackey, number 50, Walter Carroll.
Yep.
Defensively, and of course, LeVar Gray breaking off the big 69-yard touchdown run and really gotten a lot of carries tonight. Been strong all evening.
And 34, Walter Dyson, the up back, I thought has done a nice job too.
Here come the Chargers, 1st and 10 from their own 20. 2 wide outs to the far side. Grant, pump fake. Going deep, has a step.
Thompson.
Catch made, Thompson. Knocked down at the 49-yard line.
James Thompson showing you that athleticism, and at 6'3", showing why he's going to be a good pivot man at Lackey High School this year. He went up the ladder to get that.
Grant put it right on the money. Let's take another look.
And watch the reach by James Thompson. Watch him go up the ladder right there. Good hands, looks the ball in, catches it with his hands and not with his chest.
Lackey wants to burn a timeout and talk this over. 3:35 left in the fourth quarter. And while we have a moment, McDonough has, we've covered them here on the Game of the Week, and we will not cover them the rest of the season, but I want to mention Travis Woodland, the leading receiver in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference, doing a good job for the McDonough Rams.
And they also have had a quarterback that's really come on strong in Travis Peters. He's only a junior, 2nd leading passer in the conference.
All right, Thomas Stone 19, Lackey 6 here on the Game of the Week on JCTV. We'll be right back. Charger offense talks it over. Here we go. 1st and 10 from Lackey's 49-yard line.
Single setback is Dyson.
Gray coming in motion into the backfield. Option play, Grant.
Grant didn't look. He had Gray out there, but he did not look, and he had pressure from 73 Big Brian Sims and didn't get the pitch.
Loss of 5 for the Chargers. Back to their 44-yard line.
Thomas Stone hoping to retain that, at least a share of that #1 ranking in the 3A football state standings.
Second down and 15. Cox, the wide out near side. Gray lined up as a wide out to the far side, covered by Fenimore.
What a great matchup that is. One of the best defensive backs and one of the best backs.
And let's take a look at it. Ball's going that way. Gray had a shot broken up there.
But Fenimore got good help over there by Johnson,
right,
too, Mark Johnson. The ball stayed in the air quite a while, and Stone did have double coverage on it. But good play call. Try to get Fenimore isolated and try to get Gray down the sideline.
With this win, the Cougars will move to 8-0 overall, 6-0 in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference, the lone undefeated team.
Matt, has Stone beaten Westlake? They're not one of the teams?
No.
Okay.
0-4 against the Wolverines.
All right. And that will set it up. Both teams have one more game remaining before that matchup. Patuxent may have something to say about that as they're looking to rebound. They have got Westlake.
3rd and 15, same formation. The pass underneath, this time to Leon. He dives forward for a Lackey first down.
Nice quick toss by Ryan Grant.
Down to 2 minutes, 33 seconds. The clock stops as they move the chains.
And Matt, when Grant has had time, he's thrown the ball pretty well. It's just that for most of the game, he was under really tough pressure.
Should Thomas Stone hang on, they will have won 14 of their last 15 regular season games. The lone loss coming the end of last year to Westlake. But Lackey still has something to say about it, moving here on offense. 1st and 10 from the Cougar 40. Inside handoff, ball on the ground. Cougars everywhere. You'd think they would have recovered it.
Now,
somehow Lackey did. Off the bottom of the pile.
Little inside reverse.
Walter Carroll comes up with it.
There you go. 1 minute, 50 seconds remaining.
Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12. Lackey looks like they'll fall to 2-6 overall, 2-4 in the conference. And again, next week, the Chargers will travel to Chopticon to take on the Braves. The Cougars travel to Leonardtown to play the Raiders. Grant back to pass. Plenty of time. Throws it out there, a step, but the defensive play made.
Did you see the recovery by Mike Fenimore and the interception? The ball was tipped. What a game he's played, folks. One of the best all-around players in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference.
Defensive play, the tip by Johnson. Let's take a look.
There's the throw. Johnson in great position and Fenimore right there. Never took his eyes off the ball. There's no question, Matt, he's going to be all conference as a defensive back. And I wouldn't want to be a voter for the running back position. You know what I'd do? Put 6 or 7 running backs and you maybe not have as many wide receivers.
Right. It's a shame. There's a lot of talent at that position. And they only name, what, 2 first team and 2 second team?
2 unless they change and say, well, we're going to have 3 running backs or whatever, and they can do that, I understand. So they probably will.
I formation behind Budenbender. 1st down and 10 Cougars from their 22-yard line. Fenimore on the carry. Takes it out to about the 29.
Now we got Maurice Neal, number 3, in there for his first carry.
Fenimore back there as well, but it was Neal on the carry, and a good gain. Give him 7 yards on 1st down. Neal, the fullback, Fenimore, the tailback, Barnes, the wide out near side. 2nd down and 3. 50 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Fenimore pushes the pile ahead. 1st down Cougars. Out to the 35-yard line.
9 first downs for Thomas Stone. interesting. Fenimore still in the ball game. Stone, one more play at the most.
Right, using the clock here, down to 25 seconds. Split backs this time. From the 35, Fenimore on the carry.
That should just about do it.
That should be it. Under 10 seconds, the crowd will count it down. The Thomas Stone Cougars had a scare. Trailed 6-0 at halftime, but beat the Lackey Chargers, the final score of 19-6. Quickly recap the scoring in tonight's ball game.
LeVar Gray had a 69-yard run for Lackey with 19 seconds to go in the first half. Didn't take long for Thomas Stone. They took the opening kickoff back after a penalty. A re-kick, 60-yard touchdown run by Johnson. Marcus Whalen added 2 touchdowns of 4 and 7 yards. Mike Fenimore well over 100 yards, the leading rusher for Thomas Stone.
Again, a close call for the Cougars, but they move to 8-0 overall, 6-0 in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference, in the driver's seat for their first SMAC title in quite a long time, looking to break the Wolverines' streak of 4 straight SMAC titles. Again, our game of the week next week, the Westlake Wolverines travel to Patuxent to take on the Patuxent Panthers. Should Westlake win that game, our final broadcast of the season will be Westlake and Thomas Stone for the SMAC title. Any final thoughts tonight, Roy?
And we'll see y'all this Friday down at Patuxent for the Westlake Patuxent ball game.
All right, for Laura Fowler, Amy Carter, Roy Yanish, I'm Matt Volland. Thanks for joining us for the JCTV Game of the Week. Once again, Thomas Stone beats Lackey 19-6. Have a good evening.
Jones Communications, a new commitment, a new kind of cable company.